What if all the characters from fairy tales, such as, I don't know, Snow White, Cinderella, Big Bad Wolf, Prince Charming, what if those were all real and living secretly among us? Let's say, in modern day New York. Welcome to Check That Book, a special place where you and I get acquainted with some of the most disturbing content ever created. Not just literature, it used to be just about books, but, well, I guess we develop. I'm just curious like that. And as promised, I will speak about the comic book series, Fables. There was a video about the game, The Wolf Among Us, which you will find in the description below if you're interested. For some reason not many people were, but then again I think I'm not that easy to find on YouTube. But yeah, if you're curious, I'll leave a link there for you. Now, the core idea behind Fables, and why is it on my list of unorthodox or disturbing or provocative books / comic books? Side note, we also look at some comic books here, and yeah, you can see, you can see I'm an admirer. When it has a plot, a well written out plot, and well, it's beautifully drawn to boot. So, published in July 2022. I digressed. Yes, we have Fables, created by Bill Willingham, and it runs with 150 plus main series issues, so it's a lot. Have I finished all of them? Honestly, no. It's the first time I'm making a video in something I have not yet finished myself. And one could argue, why am I making a video about this? Well, because I am so into the process, if you know what I mean, that I need to share simultaneously while I read them online. Yes, I'm guilty like that. I could not find proper copies, but to be honest, right now I'm in the middle of them, and I think I might want it in my collection because I don't have many comic books. I'm not much of a comic book reader in this regard. Like, I am a fan of some certain issues and certain authors, but usually it's not really my thing. I'm not saying it's bad. I admire the genre. I very much do. When I was a kid, I read Witch. If you know, you know. Girls out there, mainly girls. So yeah, and I've spoken about Witch comic books, I think, in one of my videos. There are collected graphic novels, paperback or hardcover volumes, which I would be very much interested in, as well as digital platforms on apps such as Comixology and DC Universe, to name but a few. Also, some libraries do have them still. Now, a single volume is roughly 10 to 20 euros. Deluxe editions are, of course, higher in price. Now, what's it all about? What's the fuss all about? At its heart, Fables is a dark reimagining of fairy tales, which is something I already do. If you have been on the channel long enough, then you know that I have the special niche subject here, disturbing fairy tale origins. I will link the playlist in the description below. I'm sorry, you guys, I've been having a rough start of the week. Yeah, I'm in a wee bit of a pain right now, so bear with me. I need to take some narcotics and I hope I'll be fine, but sometimes life is not fine, and life can be disturbing and frustrating, and, you know, especially if something aches, not just your heart. But yeah, but bear with me. I really wanted to share my first emotions and some nasty ideas that the comic books, the comic series awakened in me. And I thought it would only be appropriate because we've just spoken about The Wolf Among Us recently, so yeah. We have those beloved characters, well, most of them are beloved, just put into the framework of the real world and forced to cope. It's kind of, yeah, The Wolf Among Us is kind of mirroring that very well. So our main characters, all of the characters who are magical beings, fables, yeah, they try to blend in with common people known as Mundies, and we have internal conflicts that escalate sometimes to broader drama, or even political drama. Eventually, they reclaimed their lost homelands because there was an exodus, a thing called an exodus. They were forced to evacuate, they were forced to move. It's a very interesting premise and very realistic, especially if you put a parallel with some real world events these days. Not just these days, I mean, people are good at two things, violence and war, and that sounds so... I sound misanthropic, which, by the way, I kind of am. Misanthropically inclined, my own creation, awaits you on Amazon. Links will be in the description. Now, let's proceed. I had to. I mean, it was appropriate. It was an appropriate joke. Was it not? Misanthropically inclined, my book, also called Misanthropically Inclined. Yeah, whatever. Today I think I'm out of it, but I'm still going to post this video and I'm still going to share my thoughts on the unfinished comic series. Yes, I will. We have our main characters, Bigby Wolf, also known as the Big Bad Wolf, whom we've spoken about in the Wolf Among Us video. He is the reformed wolf who's now acting as the sheriff of their community. We have Snow White, yeah, that very princess. She acts as a deputy mayor and one of the smartest leaders. We have Prince Charming, a charismatic but selfish and flawed son of a bitch, and Rose Red, Snow White's rebellious sister. These aren't actually the characters you remember. They're much older, morally complicated, and often deeply flawed. As a genre, Fables is this fantasy / crime noir mixed with political drama and romance, yes, as well as a bit of a war epic. That's an interesting combination, and it does keep you on your toes. I'm excited reading this, you guys. One storyline might feel like a detective mystery, and yet another begins where there's this brutal war saga going on. And in one chapter there's shit ton of political shenanigans, or, you know, a detective murder mystery. They kind of go hand in hand most of the time. And yet you turn the page and then there's this out of the blue Bigby heavily crushing on Snow White kind of thing, like he's too shy to ask her out or some shit, you know, that sort of thing. And as unbelievable as it might seem, when you read into the characters, you might start recognizing yourself and somebody you know in them, because they're written to represent real humans and, well, real human emotions. Now, Fables are on my disturbing list because, first and foremost, let's face it, there's lots of moral corruption of so-called good characters. Heroes aren't always good. For example, Prince Charming is a manipulative and selfish bastard. Bigby himself struggles with his violent past, and leaders in overall in these series, they make cold and political decisions that don't always turn out well. It's as if the series ask the reader, what if fairy tale morality meets real world problems and struggles and real human emotions, not all of which are good. There's also selfishness, there's also power hunger, there's greed, there's lust, there's a lot. So yeah, I mean, great premise, putting fairy tale characters who are supposed to represent something good into the real world and see who will remain the good guy. Now, like I said, there's some war here, so it is graphic with its depiction of battles and mass killings and in the end emotional trauma that goes on for centuries ahead. And it's psychologically traumatizing for those characters. You can switch yourself off and just imagine what would it feel like for you, for example, if you were immortal. Fables are extremely difficult to kill, so they kind of live on. And they carry on the sweet with them forever. Now, my favorite part, the one I really wanted to talk about, is the darker interpretations of familiar stories. And it's not what you might think. It's completely different from what I do with my Not in Love with a Fairy Tale series, where I kind of discover or rediscover the disturbing fairy tale origins. Now, these are reimagined. Relationships are toxic or exploitative, and there's power struggles, and actually all of these fairy tales, all of the fables are stripped of their happily ever after, whatever the fuck that means. There's psychological and emotional trauma going on there, and many characters are, well, like I said, effectively immortal, and that is not portrayed as something good or as a blessing. Underneath the fantasy, this storyline, all of the storylines in this one explore themes such as refugee crisis, hidden communities forced to live in the public while they have to survive. Echoes to the real world, doesn't it? Governance, law, power, all of that political stuff that I do hate and really try to avoid on this channel, because we're here for the creative stuff only, even if it is disturbing. But this one makes you draw parallels very easily. I noticed that at some point I stopped reading Fables as, a colourful entertainment, albeit a bit, edgy. I stopped treating it that way, and that's when I realized that, heck, I'm looking into lives of real people. And they're not pretty, despite their special abilities, despite their special powers, so to speak. Yes, it's it gives you a different perspective that starts with a simple idea. Fairy tale characters are in the real world, but it quickly becomes a story about exile and survival and power and what happens after the happily ever after. So, imaginative, sure. Clever, yes. Often unsettling. And there is violence in here, and also sexual violence. For example, take our girl Snow White. Do you think that the 7 dwarfs who saved her, do you think they saved her? What the fuck? In this comic book shows that they actually abused her, both physically and sexually. So she was their slave, their sex slave, basically. That's, wow. It's a horrible idea. Bill Willingham he's sick. But imagine. That's the thing, just imagine. And it is a factual thing, like many others. There's the Bluebeard storyline here, and he's such a prick too. In the game, he's also quite of a prick. So my emotions, why I wanted to record this wee video for you guys about this comic book series, is because this is another one of these, and recently we've been getting more and more of these that are so real that the guys behind this mask of, fables and fairy tales and, magic, but in reality it's just a guise, because within it we have complex stories of people who can be among us. So yes, I wanted to share this one with you. These are the series I'm currently still in the process of reading. It will take me a long time. And I just thought that, hey, maybe I'll boost up The Wolf Among Us video with also this one, so they kind of go hand in hand. There's lots to cover, and maybe one day, maybe next year when I'm done with Fables completely, I'll do another video. I've been doing a couple of similar videos about something I haven't yet finished or something that is incomplete, such as the game No, I'm Not a Human. If you know, you know. The playlist for my disturbing games will be in the description as well. The thing is, No, I'm Not a Human came out, and I am yet to play it. I've bought it, I downloaded it, but I'm yet to play it because it's more of a summer vibe to me. So I'm gonna wait. I don't know, it is set in summer, in the summer heat, and yeah. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I do apologize if something was off in this video because, like I said, I am in some pain. So I'm just here to complain. Life sucks. Life hurts. Tell me in the comments section how life sucks for you. And what do you do to make yourself feel better? What kind of books do you read? What kind of films do you watch? What kind of games do you play? I'd be very interested to read. And yeah, what do you think about Fables? And how does the premise sound to you if you haven't read Fables before? Does it sound interesting? Would you be game reading it with me? Because like I said, I'm yet to finish them, and if you'll start reading them now, maybe towards the end of the year we will reconnect again with this very subject. Please give this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb and make sure to subscribe for more. I thank you humbly for being here with me. Cheers guys, have a good one.